Hey guys, it's Tech Ed here, and today I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about a fuse. And the first topic we're going to get into is the proper operation and purpose of a fuse. The purpose of a fuse is to protect your circuits and components from damage. The components such as headlights, radios, power windows are designed to withstand only so much amperage, and amperage is also known as current. And of course these are designed by the manufacturer, whoever created your car. So if you have a Honda, of course Honda engineers have designed a circuit a very specific way. So if your circuit has more amperage than it was designed for, it's going to blow your fuse. That's actually going to disconnect your power flow to the components and circuits. So as you can see over here, there's a little bit of a disconnect over here. So power is not going to be flowing to ground or your component or to the circuit. And that's why the fuse is always in the beginning of a circuit. And this is a good example of a good fuse as well. You can see that it's connected metal to metal. And these are the big differences. And for the next topic, it's going to be under testing and diagnosis. Of course, the easiest and the most efficient way to check a fuse is to actually pull it and take a quick visual inspection of the fuse. And of course, this could be achieved with a flathead screwdriver or a vice grips to pull these out. So as we can see, this fuse is open. So it's going to disconnect power from your circuit. And this is a good fuse, and this is a bad fuse. And I'll actually show you how a fuse looks like when it blows up, or, creates the open in the circuit. And of course, we can have different size fuses. So this is actually an 80 amp, and this is a 40 amp. So of course, fuses come in quite a lot of shapes and sizes. So for example, this actually bolts in. And of course, these are little tiny 7.5 amperage. And over here, we have a 20 amp. So of course, these are going to be used for bigger components such as a battery or ignition switch or a rear defrost and so on. And you can actually check a fuse when it's still inside the car. If it's this type of fuse where you can actually see metal contacts out of the fuse. So right over here and right over here, you can actually stick your meter leads and put it on ohms and check if the fuse is still good. But usually when you measure on ohms, the circuit should be isolated and disconnected, and of course power should not be flowing through it. But if the reading is not OL, then that actually does tell us that the circuit is still intact from this point that we're testing. And this is how you would do it. And there we go. Now we know the fuse is not blown. And the last part I want to get into is how can fuses blow. So we'll get more into it, of course, later in more detail. If wires are shorted together and power is where it's not supposed to be, or ground is where it's not supposed to be, it will actually blow your fuse. And then another common one is you put in an aftermarket component such as a light bulb, and it wasn't properly designed for the circuit and cannot carry the amperage that the light bulb has, and that would cause the fuse to blow. And this is what a fuse is going to look like once it blows. This is going to be a live demonstration. And there we go. A little bit of a pop, and the fuse is blown, and the circuit is now disconnected to protect the components and the circuitry. And just for a little bit more fun, here's another fuse that's going to blow. And the last part I just want to mention is how a fuse would look like in a wiring diagram. So of course, this is actually how it would look in a wiring diagram. It would actually have the amperage rating right next to it. Sometimes it would be up and down, or it would be sideways. And I actually do have an example. So this, as we can see, we have multiple fuses. Under hood fuse / relay box, and these are fuses. And it would say the amperage right over here, 50 and 40, and then this is the number fuse that it is. So if you learned something new about fuses, or if I missed something out, please let me know in the comment section below, and I hope you learned something new, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you.